welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara. Joining me this week are John Robins, Holly Walsh and Rob Beckett, Ed Byrne, Hugh and James Acaster. We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Is it the new National Lottery advert for Please Don't Let It Be Them?
He's just pointing out people who are not going to be Prime Minister.
Is he saying to Boris, look over there, and then when he turns round, he stabs him in the back?
Essentially, yeah.
Is Gove saying, I support you?
Is Gove saying, pull my finger?
Michael Gove, I suspect, is just going, look, a foreigner, get it!
or possibly, look, an expert, get out!
Yeah. I think they're playing a game we used to play at school called Point at the Prick.
I know you probably invented that for comic effect. Please tell me you genuinely played a game as brutal as...
He didn't play it. People played it at him.
Is Gove saying, don't even go there, girlfriend?
I don't think Gove is going, young man.
OK, then you know what the actual answer is.
It's Michael Gove and Boris Johnson.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much, Hugh. Of course, this is a recent picture of Michael Gove and Boris Johnson. This week, Gove is accused of betraying his former ally Johnson by entering the Conservative leadership race himself. As a result, Johnson announced that he would not be running. Now, at the time of recording, Gove is one of the 3 remaining Tory politicians running to become leader of the party and Prime Minister, since Liam Fox is eliminated and Stephen Crabb has pulled out of the race.
People are comparing the sort of political machinations and backstabbing and double-crossing to an episode of Game of Thrones, which is silly, because Game of Thrones, the average episode doesn't contain nearly as many tits.
There is an irony, isn't there, that Michael Gove is the Justice Minister who, for the last 2 years, is obsessed about law and order and knife crime, and yet he's perfectly prepared to just stab someone in the back.
I don't know about you guys, but I am starting to wonder if Boris Johnson isn't the political mastermind we thought he was.
That is a remarkable theory you got there, John.
He's been outmanoeuvred by Michael Gove, which is the equivalent of being run over by your own golf buggy.
He was never going to get there, was he? Having shafted everyone, he's not going to do it. I hope he keeps his job as the Poetic Justice Secretary. That's what...
I'm just glad Stephen Crabb isn't in anymore, because I was really worried about that. I didn't want Stephen Crabb to become the next Prime Minister, because he has ties to a Cure the Gays Christian group.
Yeah.
He accepted interns from and used to intern for, a group that feels you can be cured of being gay. So that's a bit dodgy. Yeah. Secondly, he grew up on the benefits that his party is currently trying to cap or scrap. Right. But thirdly, and this is most importantly, if he becomes Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of the UK will be younger than me. And that is it. It's all well, you're all fine. You're fine. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. But you'll face this 20 years from now. You'll be sitting right where I am thinking, we're going to breeze through this programme and go on to something better. But eventually, no. You left. You left of your own accord because the Prime Minister was younger than you.
I'm not entirely sure if you're applauding the political point made by Ed or his thwarted ambition. I'm not sure which of them has tugged at your heartstrings more.
How they've tried to sort of undermine Gove. The knives have come out for him, and Ben Wallace said of him, he has an emotional need to gossip, particularly when drink is taken, as it also often seemed to be. Which is the most Tory sentence ever said. You're almost expecting him to finish by going, and when the cheese is served, he's positively devilish. he means is he's a laugh when he's drunk. I could get on board with that. Just Gove at the dispatch box going, tell you who else is a dick.
The biggest thing about all this backstabbing is that I wish I'd read a bit more Shakespeare. Because they keep banging on about Machiavellian it all is, and I'm having to go, yeah, tell me about it, mate. Got no idea who he is or what he does.
Well, he wasn't in Shakespeare.
Don't do Shakespeare, yeah.
It's not like Shakespeare. I keep on saying...
Who's Machiavelli? Who is he then? I thought he was a nut till last week.
Positively macadamian.
How macadamian of you to have done this.
I mean, I'm the kind of guy that does the research on the show. Who's the Machiavellian fella?
He was an Italian sort of philosopher who used very ruthless tactics to achieve power.
He wrote a book called The Prince.
Happy?
Yeah,
What you've done? I thought he just pissed off a king in something.
Is not Shakespearean. They keep on saying it's Shakespearean, but in Shakespeare, everybody kills everyone else. And that didn't happen here, did it? Julius Caesar didn't get up the next day and write a column for the Daily Telegraph.
My favourite thing about the Telegraph column is the Telegraph ran big on his column, and it was like at the front of the page this week was Boris reveals his plan for Brexit. And you're reading going, oh, wow, you should email that to last week when we give a shit what Boris thinks about Brexit and his plans for stuff.
This is why you get really suspicious. Michael Gove said it in the last 2 weeks he has realised that Boris is not the man who would make a good Prime Minister. He's known Boris for 30 years. It hasn't occurred to him. That makes him the only person who's slower than Gove, then, working out who's best in what position, is Roy Hodgson. Do
you think that the people of Uxbridge and Ruislip are happy that at least Boris might do some constituency work now? Because he's like their MP.
Yeah.
He has spread himself quite thin. There was one point there where for a whole year Boris Johnson was Mayor of London, the MP for Ruislip, an author and a newspaper columnist all at the same time. See, it's not foreigners taking your jobs, it's Boris Johnson.
The weirdest one, of the five, the one that no one really knows is Andrea Leadsom, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've just got a flash forward of what I'm going to look like in about 25 years.
Hopefully you won't get a hairy chest. Fingers crossed.
Who is the current favourite to become Conservative leader?
Theresa May.
Theresa May, is
yes,
She may become leader.
Oh,
Oh, my God, I've just got a flash forward of what Ed will look like in 25 years.
And you know what, Ed? You'll still be on What the Week.
Following the Leave vote in the referendum, why might Britain's trade negotiations with the EU run into difficulty?
Because we don't have enough negotiators.
There aren't any negotiators. This an unforeseen problem. That it turns out the EU is full of people who negotiate EU treaties all the time, and there are none here.
And the thing is, hiring professional negotiators is notoriously difficult because you have to negotiate their salary with them. And they can take ages. They know how badly we need the negotiators. And as negotiators, they know how much they can leverage that.
Yeah. They just walk in and go, oh, I was reading a very interesting story about how much you need negotiators. Spin it across the table. Your move. That's how I presume professional high-level negotiators do. It's like going to be an episode of The Apprentice. Team EU are all set up. Meanwhile, Team Take Back Control are going, I got to pound off hats. Is that good? Is that good? Yeah. Oh, great news. Movement of people is now free. Is that good? Have we done well? No, that thing we didn't want you to give. You've given free movement of people. You're an idiot.
Oh, yeah. It's all well and good slagging off The Apprentice now, Dara. Oh, yeah. Now that it's in your rearview mirror.
We've literally got nothing to negotiate with, have we? Because we've already negotiated. We went and we said, if you don't give us what we want, we're going to leave. And then we left. And now we're saying, so we've left, what are you going to give us?
In other news, but not entirely unrelated, what is Jeremy Corbyn refusing to do?
Leave.
Yes.
That's the main news this week is that the guy who ran the Remain campaign is remaining, and the people who ran the Leave campaign have left.
At the end of that round, the points with Ed, Hugh and James. Now we play a round called Like a Corbin, touched for the very first time. This game involves John and James, so if you could make your way over to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, wins our performance, must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is health. Who wants to come in on that? John.
I went to get some test results from my GP the other day, and she sat me down and she said, "I'm very sorry to tell you, Mr. Robbins, but you've got gout." And I was absolutely stunned. She said, "You seem surprised to hear you've got gout." I said, "Yes, I am, because I'm not from the 17th century." She said, "The first thing you need to avoid, Mr. Robbins, is alcohol." Now, it's gutting, because what do you replace alcohol with? I am not a doob monger. Nor do I ride the Chinese highway. By which I mean I don't take drugs. I think mainly because I don't have the vocabulary to oversee a transaction. So she says, "The second thing you need to avoid, Mr. Robbins, is cheese." And I said, out loud, to a respectable GP in her late 60s, "What the fuck, mate?" Then she gets this serious look on her face, and she says, "The third thing you need to avoid, Mr. Robbins, and this is very important, is offal." Well, I'll tell you what, if I didn't damn near spit that pig's ear clean out of my mouth. Turns out gout is actually a very serious condition, and after a lot of soul-searching, I've decided to cut offal entirely out of my diet. I'm not going to make you imagine what that's like. It's my cross, and I'll bear it. And I'll tell you how I bear it. Pissed and covered in cheese.
Well done. Thank you very much. That leaves us with James. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is moving house.
I moved house recently. Luckily. That's good, isn't it? It's fortunate. Touch and go for a second there, and that came up, and I was like, ka-ching! Jackpot! I did move house recently. Tad too drafty for my liking, my new house. Had to order a draft excluder by post. Best way to buy a draft excluder is by post, because when they deliver it, they post it through the door, it drops through the letterbox onto the floor. Already it's paying for its own postage. Moved to West London. I used to live in South West London. Different times, I was a different person. Used to be in a gang. Big time in a gang. SW6 gang is our name. It's the area of London we're from, is our name. And it's what we'd shout at other gangs we didn't like much. Like, if I saw the SW5 gang, for example, we'd shout at them, SW6! That's clever. I remember once, back in the day, we're out and about, SW6 crew, taking no shit. Looked across the road, we saw them, SW5 gang. And as soon as I saw them, I was cross. Shouted at them, SW6! As per. They shouted back at us, SW5! Which we expected, but it still made us angry. SW6 back at them, SW5 back at us, back and forth for ages. Until eventually, I got so overstimulated that I shouted out my entire postcode. In full, and that is why I had to move house.
Well done. Points there for James Acaster. next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. John, which category would you like?
I would like sport, please, Dara.
OK, your category is sport, and the answer is 1. What is the question?
What is Bruce Forsyth's national insurance number?
Is it the viewing figures for the final Top Gear?
How many of the 3 wise men got invited back to Jesus' second birthday party?
What did the other 2 do wrong?
Oh, who wants frankincense and myrrh?
Nobody wants that.
And wasn't at the time frankincense was worth more than gold?
I think that was because there'd been a collapse in the price because Judea had just left the EU.
What is the optimum number of directions for a boy band?
Is it in my annual stock take? What number do I write on my left testicle?
Is it, to the Daily Mail, how many immigrants constitute a swarm?
Is it how many packets of biscuits would you need to cater Michael Gove's funeral?
Oh, that's cold.
Is it how many Fast and the Furious films would have been enough?
Is it? Yeah. How many times have I dropped a bath bomb in a lemonade?
It was that good, was it?
Put it this way, mate, you don't do it twice.
Is it what David Cameron's going to give Miss Piggy now he's not Prime Minister?
It took a long time to get to 1.
Is it how many people is the reservation for, Mr Corbyn?
Can we have the correct answer, please?
Is it how many times has Wales got to the semi-finals of the Euros?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Holly Walsh. Very good. Yes, this question celebrates the first. How many times have Wales made it to at least the semi-finals of a major international football tournament? Now, this is recorded, obviously, on Tuesday. We don't know how it went against Portugal last night. But are we enjoying, or have we enjoyed, Wales in this tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's the best thing. And it's just wonderful, because they embrace it and they love their players, one of which doesn't have a club, which is insane.
Yeah. If they get into the final, he's going to have to miss it because he's got to go home to sign on.
The one person, I've forgotten who, had tickets for Beyonce last weekend. That shows a certain humility. You're like, oh, I got 3 matches, maybe a 4th. Yeah, put me down for a ticket for Beyonce.
Joe Ledley had to cancel his wedding.
Had to cancel the wedding, yeah. I think it's more a substantial thing.
It's a bit embarrassing, though, that, you know, they've done so well when England have done so badly. But what annoys me is the FA always go, we're going to have a full investigation to see why we didn't progress as far. What are they going to find out? They're going to do an investigation and find out, oh, yeah, works out, the coaches were teaching them rugby. Nightmare. It's a shame, isn't it? Keep an eye on them next time.
What have the English fans, how have they been reacting to the Welsh success?
Well, this is the weird thing. So the day after they beat Belgium, the most common search, apparently, on Google was Welsh grandmother. Is that right?
That was the story, yeah.
They're trying to find out if they've got Welsh ancestry, but that's not... If you type Welsh grandmother into Google, it's like you're trying to buy one. It's not... What are you going to find out if you type Welsh grandmother? What's he going to tell you?
Google's like if you type Welsh grandmother into Pornhub.
If you want to find out if I'm ignoring that, if you want to find out...
You're ignoring it, but you're going to try it later. When you say ignoring it, you mean storing
it away.
This calls for private browsing.
Good evening. Private browsing. Yes, sir. It's in the pocket for later.
Private browsing. Your country needs you again.
Thank you. For those of you... Anyway. Who lost 5-2 but are still considered to be the winners?
Oh, Iceland.
Amazing.
It was phenomenal. Apparently, according to reports, 99.8% of the country were watching. And it must have just been Bjork outside in the streets going, it's oh so quiet.
I think, yeah, it was 99.8% of watching. I think the rest of the country were playing.
What gets me is none of them stay. None of them, like this is, as before, like, anyone who gets knocked out of these tournaments immediately leaves. As opposed to going, well, can I stay and watch the other games? Can I see it out? Can I see how the other teams do? Because I'm actually interested in football, being a professional footballer. I'd actually quite like to watch one of the games. No, you must leave. You must leave now.
Next time we do a gig together, Dara, if you're on first, are you going to stay around and see all the other acts?
When would I be on first?
Wow! Wow!
I didn't mean that as a joke. I genuinely... Meanwhile, what's going on here?
It's just Nigel Farage hailing a cab.
That is Nigel Farage attempting to get out of a car via the window. Still the most sensible exit he's ever negotiated.
That's the first time a cab driver's ever turned round and gone, actually, mate, I find what you're saying a bit offensive.
What's very creepy about this is that if you look in the reflection of the car back there, you can see there's a bald man, and then if you look in the front of the car, he's there as well.
It's a bit suspicious that he's resigned at the same time as Cameron and Johnson.
And Chris Evans.
Yeah, do you think they're going to be presenting Top Gear? Yeah. Very, very like the old one. So Cameron would wear the flowery shirts, Boris would do the stunts, and the Farage would just be horrible to foreigners. Exactly the same format.
No, he resigned this week as leader of UKIP. Here he is, you know, there's another photograph that was at the weekend, at a garden party with Rupert Murdoch, wearing a pair of shoes that, frankly, the bowling alley would like back. You know, because, you know, there's a clean-up in aisle 3. Who's thrilled with him leaving? Who's thrilled with him leaving?
Everyone.
Yeah.
OK.
Sadly, not.
I'm not thrilled with him leaving.
You're not thrilled with Farage leaving? No, you think he should stay and clear of the mess?
Yeah, I think he just left, didn't do his job. They've all left. They've all messed up and they've all left.
It's
Yeah, but it's going to be a quality celebrity Big Brother in Jan, isn't it?
Point together and go to Rob, Holly and John. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone could make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics and we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The subject is rejected exam questions.
If Maria from Russia combines ephedrine with oxycodone, will she win her next tennis match?
Was Elizabeth I? No? Then who did you lose your virginity to?
If I have 2 balls in this hand and 2 balls in this hand, how am I going to explain this to the Board of Governors?
What is the role Adolf Hitler and the Nazis played in keeping the History Channel on the air?
If it takes John's girlfriend 14 minutes to walk to the train station, then why are we still getting ready?
Which of the following is a quote by Winston Churchill? A, we will fight them on the beaches. B, goddamn, I love these peaches. C...
If you buy 4 apples for £10, stop shopping at Waitrose.
If the borrowers never returned anything they borrowed, why were they called the borrowers and not the thieving little bastards?
History. Who were the Liberal Democrats?
Welcome to the telekinesis exam. You may now turn your page over with your mind.
British citizenship test. Question 1. Who is the leader of the Conservative Party? And now? How about now?
If a man can make £400,000 a year as an estate agent, why is he wasting his life setting exam questions while locked in a loveless marriage?
In less than 200 words, please describe your plan for Brexit. Please, anything will do. Literally anything.
Which of the following is a quote by Winston Churchill? A, we will fight them on the beaches. B, goddamn, I love these peaches. So I can't do that. It makes me laugh too much. I love, goddamn, I love these peaches so much.
Predict the next number in this sequence. 1966.
Question 1066. When was the Battle of Hastings?
Biology. Take the dead rat and dissect it, remove its head, and nail it to the canteen door as a warning to other rats.
Which is bigger, 52% or 48%? That's democracy. Get on with it.
Which of the following is a famous fucking...
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a train.
The next station will be Wimbledon. Change here for Overground, Underground and Womble free.
The next stop for this train will be Waterloo. It's not meant to be, but the brakes have failed.
Yeah, I just want to tell you I'm on the train. No, just everyone else is doing it. Thought I'd join in.
Hello, this is your driver speaking. Choo-choo!
Now an announcement for the people who insist on sitting the way the train is moving because sitting backwards feels weird. You're weird.
This train will shortly be arriving in Taunton. Please remember to turn off all mobile phones lest they mistake you for gods.
This is an announcement for all passengers. Piss off, the lot of you. This is Crossrail.
Due to Britain leaving the EU, this train will no longer stop at Ashby de la Zouch.
Bing bong! Could the owner of a missing xylophone please make their way to the guard's carriage?
This is an announcement for the passengers who are complaining that this service is late. Can I just point out that as this is Southern Rail, you're lucky to be on a fucking train at all.
Bing bong. This is the bullet train service to Tuck it. Oh, we're here. Everyone off.
Would the driver please contact the guard? We're doing 120. You don't seem to be in the cab, mate.
Please mind the gap between the timetable and reality.
There is a quiet carriage on this train for those shocked into silence by the price of the ticket.
Oh, don't get off here. I was listening to that.
I'm scared of tunnels. I'm so scared of tunnels.
At the end of that round, the point will Ed, Hugh and James. That's the end of the show. This week's winners are James Acaster, Hugh Dennis and Ed Byrne. Commiserations to John Robins, Holly Walsh and Rob Beckett. Thanks for watching. I'm Dara, Briain. Good night.
Janet Street Porter shares her favourite picks from the archive.